Survival Evolved, a game that changed the course of prehistoric survival since its debut almost 9 years ago. And ever since that fateful day, its world has been dominated by wildlife of all shapes and sizes. But today, we're not here to survive alongside them. We're here to take down the fiercest and the deadliest of all ARK's monsters, from a list of the best, which have been titled as the Big 96. Join ARK survivalist and prehistoric adventurer Joe Jurassic on his mission to hunt down each of these wild creatures through the vast environments and unique ecosystems of prehistory and beyond. He'll face them all, from the lethal to the exotic, with randomly assigned equipment and in complete isolation. He'll have to think on his feet, as the odds will always be at the mercy of fortune and entirely up to chance. And there's no telling just how crazy his chances might get. A custom-made analysis system will help us to gauge both the dangers and difficulties that each creature and piece of gear brings to the table, as Joe does his best to strategize and make do with the hand he's dealt, whether he battles with towering prehistoric Goliaths or wicked beasts of pure nightmares. This is the ultimate showdown of hunter versus hunted, a challenge that will push you to the very limit of your skills. This is ARK TB96.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the first ever episode of ARK TB96. I'm your host, Creptile, or JD, or JD3. We can go by whatever, but Creptile's what I'm opening with, so that works out for me. I am so excited to get started on this. This is going to be freaking awesome. Premise: I've played ARK for years, pretty casually, but I get pretty hardcore into it at some points, and up front, I haven't had a lot of fun with the game for a long time, and doing this challenge and getting this together with help from friends and my own experience has been absolutely so exciting, and I cannot wait for you guys to hopefully try this yourselves, or at least at the minimum watch me do it and join me along for the road ahead. But I am stoked, to say the least. So premise is pretty much as the title crawl goes, is that and I don't know why that just looped, but we pretty much have to go into doing these Spinwheels to get loot randomly assigned to us, and then get a random assigned creature to go after it. So without further ado, let's go to the Spinwheel page. So here we go, which I love OBS. I've never used it before until getting into this. Took a long time getting all this set up, and I am so happy with it. So OBS is the best thing that's ever happened. So awesome. So here is our whole array of boards we got going on. We got melee weapons, offhand utility, we got lethals and traps, armor, additional movement reserves, firearms, attachments, tech gear, and we have the Big 96 spin wheel. So a couple of things to note before we get into this. The tech wheel is not actually active until the 12th run, or each consecutive 12th run we get into during this, or 12th hunt, I should say. Got to get my terminology right because it might get a little confusing as we get into it. There are 96 hunts. This is considered, all of them together are considered a single run of ARK TB96. So on the 12th consecutive hunt of the run, so that'd be the 12th, 24th, the 36th, the 48th, etc., etc., etc. We get to use the ARK. We get to use the tech spin down wheel. Now, granted, the only difference between that compared to the other ones is that, unlike other wheels, that wheel will, the item that's used can only be used once during the entirety of the run. So if I get like a tech pistol on run number 12, it cannot be used during run number 24, and so on. But we'll get to that bridge when we come to it. We still have 11 more of these to do, which all might be complete disasters. So let's get into start spinning and see what we get. So I'm going to start off with the melee weapons wheel up here. So let's get that rolling. I'm going to just start spinning these, and we're going to start getting into them. Let's do offhand utilities. Start spinning these. Get this rolling, and then I will come back and look at them as we get them. So let's see what's going on. Let's check here for armor here as well. Love the interact thing too. This is freaking sick. Let's look for movement. Get a bit of that going on. And then we need to do some firearms. Sorry, this is taking me a minute. I'm sure I'll get faster at this as I progress through this all, but right now it's kind of a bit of a hot mess to get out of. Attachments, let's do interacting. Get that rolling, and let's see and assess what we got going on before we get into the monster. Okay, so I'm seeing some good things, I'm seeing some bad things, and we'll go from there. So we have a melee weapon, we have a sword, pretty solid. We got a net gun as our first offhand utility. We get 2 of those, so I will be spinning that a second time. We get a large bear trap, which is pretty good too. Flak armor, which is arguably some of the best we could get. Definitely a solid tier armor. We have the fabricated pistol, which is not too bad. Fun fact is it actually does less damage than the regular simple pistol, but it actually has a faster fire rate, so that's where it makes up for its utility. We have a laser sight, which in my opinion is the weakest of the ones we could pick from, but better than having nothing. And I'm going to roll the offhand utility one more time before we get into the monster, because that would be just to make sure. So let me interact with that real quick. I'm going to then spin this one more time, and if I get another net gun, I'll respin it again. I can't get the same weapon twice. I could hide that choice, but granted, it doesn't reload unless I open up OBS again, so I'm trying not to do that for obvious reasons. But it looks like we've got a boomerang, which, granted, isn't crazy impressive either, but it's there, so that's at least noted. Alright, and now... Oh man, I'm nervous. I'm so... I did a rework of this list so many times, and you guys will get the full rundown of all that kind of stuff in the editing I'm going to be doing. But this is so concerning. There's so much bullshit I don't want to fight on here yet. I want to start as easy so we can at least get a couple wins under our belt, but I might be jinxing all of us right now, so... let me look here real quick and get the big 96, and we'll do an interact. I'm so concerned. What the hell are we getting for round 1? For hunt number 1, what are we getting to kick us all off? I saw that plesiosaur and I was like, oh my god, please, we can't. But baryonyx is actually a really good start. So pretty cool thing. There's going to be a unedited version of this video coming out, which is going to have all the content of me going through and calculating stuff by hand through my system. But for all of you who are watching at home, this first episode, we're going to be debuting our analysis system. So now that we have all of our equipment and the target creature assessed, let's run the analysis.
Baryonyx is a dangerous semi-aquatic predator. This bipedal carnivore is both voracious and agile. Its powerful leg muscles allow it to chase down prey quickly on the land, but this dinosaur's true terror comes from its apex swimming skills. In the water, Baryonyx is a much more fearsome foe, as it can easily outswim most other amphibious animals. Once they get within range, their teeth and claws can tear up their prey, but their more well-known method is to use a powerful tail swipe to stun their opponent, making them temporarily unconscious as they quickly begin to drown. With its aggressive behavior and aquatic prowess, we scored the Baryonyx with a difficulty rating of 4.
Having the highest damage output for standard melee weapons, the sword will be perfect for up-close combat. The large bear trap can be a good counter tactic if we can place it in a suitable area. The net gun will quickly immobilize the Baryonyx along with any other troublesome mid-sized creatures that would pose a threat. The boomerang is a secondary alternative distance weapon, but probably won't be too useful during this hunt. The fabricated pistol with the laser sight makes it a solid sidearm, but its lower damage output will make us chew through ammunition quickly. Sturdy flak armor should keep us well protected from most of the island's monsters, but having no movement reserves may be tough if the hunt goes on for too long. With our equipment accounted for and the difficulty of our target set,
We estimate this hunt to be a difficulty of 7.
So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into locating this monstrosity. So we got these good old spawn maps that I have so generously put in. So let's look first at the island. Let's check that guy out. So I know these guys live primarily in the swamps and in the low region biomes. Now luckily the island itself only has one swamp location, so that honestly might not be a bad pick. I feel like the island's actually going to be pretty heavily relied on because of its simplicity. As much as these other maps are fun and insane, they're just so complex as things kept ramping up as the game kept getting better and better and better, and they kept adding crazier and crazier shit to them. And speaking of which, I'm only using the vanilla maps that the ARK, that Wildcard themselves have promoted, not including DLCs. So, the island is here, the center is here, Lost Island, Fjordur, Crystal Isles, and Ragnarok, and that is it. Those are the vanilla island, and then only mods supported entirely through Wildcard are on here. There's no Scorched Earth, there's no Aberration, there's no Genesis 1 or 2 or Extinction on here, there's no other modded maps. I'm sticking strictly with the vanilla, what you can get for free without having to purchase anything, which is good. That's what I want us to do. Very open source. So let's start first with this one. So I'm going to hop into here and interact with this guy. And then let's check for our baryonyx, which I think... Let's look here. Let's see. Oh, really close. We almost had it. So these are spawn maps. So these go tell the likely spawns of where stuff is, which we have quite a good amount. So it looks like they're in that top volcano. That's for the boss, though. We have like a mid-tier spawn along all the river systems, so it's not even just the swamp. These guys are kind of all over the place. Honestly, not terrible. It's not the best. I'd like to get a little more green, or at least closer, but it's a lot of uncommons. So looks like it's generally uncommon on the main island, but again, the simplicity of the island itself might be an ally we can rely on heavily. So let's check out the center next and see what we can get from that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this here and see if we can get anything better out of the center. I apologize, this takes a little bit of time, but clearly I'm trying not to lose, so I don't want any of this to happen if we don't need it to. Okay, here we got some green. Now, granted, the center's a bit more chaotic. That's all swamp up in that midsection, and I hate this section. I also haven't played on there in a hot minute, so that's going to be interesting to say the least. But we got a lot of swamp section going on. That one is a lot more widespread, which is kind of enticing. That's a lot of spawn points possible. It might be a Crystal Isles run. It might be. Let me also unplug this. It might be a Crystal Isles run. That looks a lot better. Okay, that actually looks awesome. Now, it is swamp water, but that's a guaranteed spawn, pretty much. That's almost immediately guaranteed, so that's a lot less trekking. It's pretty much, if we can isolate this down to get immediately in there, kill it, and get out, like, we're done. Because once we kill the animal, unless specified otherwise, we're done. Like, we won the hunt. So that might be an immediate cop. Now, granted, it's in the swamp, which sucks. I hate the swamp. The swamp's full of shit. But that might be just a good pick there. Yeah, nope, fuck that. That's gone. No way are we going there. Lost Island, I think, takes the cake, which is going to be a fun start, but I am a bit concerned about that. So we'll see what happens, but I think Lost Island's going to be the way to go. Alright, and then with that, let's get over to the main set. So, as you can see, this is what I worked on earlier. We got our main board there. Let's hop into the shit, which we got all that up. Let me set the XP multiplier down to 0.1. Actually, let's go 0.01, because I'm going to be self-leveling myself up. And then we exit out of this, and then Lost Island, and then single player. So, a couple things to note about what's going on and how it's going to be getting handled. I, as a player, I'm going to be spawning in with not only these items, but I also get a set of utility items. And I'll include a list of these too, you know, probably in the explanation part of the video when I go through all the rule sets and stuff that I do. Pretty much I just get stuff that I don't want to really spin for. It's just stuff that I would like, if I didn't get it, it wouldn't even make the hunt possible. And some of the stuff that, like, granted, I think as a survivalist, I'm going to need as utility anyway. For example, scuba gear, tent, canoe, GPS, compass. And unless I get something that tells me I can't have it, I'm going to have it. And it took a long time going through this list, but I think that was just some of the best scenario stuff I can go through. So, got our person here. Going to name him Uman, because that's who we're going with. Or Uman. Oh, man. Oh, man. Maybe we go Oh, man. Let's go Oh, man. Oh, man. And then Gloomy Coast. Now, granted, like I said, my map's not even filled out, so we're really getting into that. But I think this is close. I'm gonna double check my spawn map here, and that looks about right. So we're in the Gloomy Coast. That looks pretty close to the 60-70ish range. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be the Gloomy Coast. So Gloomy Coast for Oh Man or Uman. I don't know if I like better Uman or Oh Man. But
Once he got on location, Joe got to setting himself up with all the equipment he both earned and what he gets in his standard gear. It could take him a few minutes to get set up, and given that ARK is as unpredictable as it is unforgiving, Joe did his best to make sure he was in a completely safe location, as he didn't want to get taken by surprise. After his items were checked, he set up his quick keys, as having them ready could be the critical difference between success and failure.
awesome. And then the last thing I need to do is I need to level up, which I'm going to check this again real quick.
For this next section, Joe needs to upgrade himself with 15 levels of experience. This resets every hunt and is used to level into different skills depending on the situation he finds himself in. It also limits the types of items he can craft to a certain level.
Cool. Awesome. So now we have 15 points to allocate. I'm going to move this over because it's blocking part of my view. So let's go for baryonyx. I'm going to put probably 5 stats into definitely movement speed. We want to do a bit of stamina and a bit of health. Oh shit, you know what? Just realized I put all that in. Okay, I did. Never mind, I'm fine. Let's do 2 into health, and then last one I'll go into... Let's go stam. Yeah, stam. And then the last thing I gotta do is tab infinite weights. There we go. Don't know how I got that wrong, but so pretty much what that did is that gave me, I didn't want to have a weight limit for this contest because there's no sense in having it put stats into weight. It just is meaningless. So, all right, and with that, let's stock up. Ready. So, other couple things here as we get rolling. Actually, I wonder if... No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. What I was going to say is that we pretty much have a... I wouldn't say an understanding. Have a limit on... what the hell am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to focus on hunting. Oh, that's what I was trying to say. I can craft certain things. So if need be, I can craft like spears, picks, that kind of stuff, if I think I need them. But for now, I am not worried about it. So for right now, I think, at least as far as finding one, I'm going to kind of stick to the shoreline. Oh, my God. Nope, it's a parasaur. Okay, never mind. Thought I saw that crest for a second, and I was like, oh shit, okay, we got one.
As we began our search, Joe started scouting the riversides, as this is the primary hunting territory of baryonyx. These banks were teeming with parasaurs and castoroides. We even spotted a group of microraptors along the way. but given the large amount of prey near the water's edge, it was no surprise to find an abundance of Sarcosuchus right below the surface. These giant crocodiles could quickly ruin our day if Joe gets too close, so crossing the water, only where it was clear, was a must. We had to hug the outer edge of the shoreline to stay outside of their ambush range, but given how many there were in this inlet, he was bound to have a run-in with one, eventually.
We're gonna swap out. Let's get a little bit of leverage here. I do not want to aggro this guy. Which, yeah, no, he's aggroed to me. Shit. Okay, well, if he can climb up here, then we're fucked. So I might just... We got 100 shots, might as well use it. Fucking take that, alligator. Fuck you, bitch. Get the hell out of here. Whew. Alright, we still got more, but that one's aggroed onto something. And we got the swamp coming. Oh, God. Alright. Man, this is gonna be... I mean, my hesitation, and as you can see it, because as much as this firearm's great, took quite an amount of shots to kill that one Sarco, which, granted, they vary in health depending on their level. Oh, and that one fucking smells it. Excellent. Great. Okay, let's just try to get the fuck out of there, then. Okay, or not. Okay, you know, he's gonna try to fucking come up here. We're gonna try to get the fuck out of that real quick. Yeah, this pistol is not... This is why it's a lower tier, because even though it's... You know, it can do that damage output, it took literally like a quarter of our clip. A quarter of our full ammunition to get through that. So, I'm not really trying to spend that ammo unless we need it, because especially with baryonyx... I mean, granted, our sword could hopefully DAC one up, or pack one up if we get close enough, but I don't want to get that close to one. So... Man, oh man. This is a pretty open, peaceful field, which is nice. That's a good break from Crocodile Haven down there. Hopefully we can get a good vantage point. Maybe we can find one up here on these... I doubt there's going to be one this far. Oh, okay, that scared the living shit out of me. It's the Halloween thing. I'm not worried about it. God, that... Like, I don't know why. It was a slow rise, too. I thought for some reason a Palovia was coming up, and I was like, dear God. Got a Diplodocus. Really cool colors. So that's a good morph over there. But let's see if we can get any sights on a... Oh, there we go. Target spotted. Alright, and it's right out in the middle of the swamp. So that's not bad. Not bad. So let's... I don't want to just go jumping and flying. Let's see if we can analyze the situation. If we could kite him down here, that actually would be huge. So... I'm going to try to do a long shot. Which... Accuracy is just not... There we go. Okay, we got him. So we should kite over here, which is huge. So let's see if we can get him to show up. I'm going to hop down on this rock, hopefully for a better vantage point. And let's see if we can get him. Come on, you. Terrible shot. Oh, he's coming up. Boy's coming up. And just unload, baby, unload! And he's just taking it. I almost got back. Cake! Cake! We got cake! It's this really old animated show I watched when I was like 2 that has like stuck with me like a fever dream, but it's like everyone's like, hey! We got cake! Everybody cake! Mm-mm. We got cake. Everybody cake. We got cake. Everybody cake. Awesome. All right, we won't do that again. Real easy first hunt, and then, you know, and that goes to show, even though there is a higher rating pool. I mean, this is a 7, so it's supposed to be a mid-grade hunt. You know, it can be easy. I know for certain though. This is not saying a rare occasion, but it's probably not going to be this easy every time. Granted, this was a pretty fairly common animal. So, yeah, good good hunt. Good hunt, everybody. So we're good there. So we have leveled up on our bracket. So way to go. First hunt down, 95 more to go. So